I do a lot of visual research. Sketching's the most important part of it. I use film photography, but sketching is the most important, as I think you're collecting the information that's most important to that animal or person, and that actual pose, or the movement, the interaction with one another. Like with the primates, I'll go to Chester Zoo and study them quite a while. Just doing some of the sketches are very quick, pen and ink, looking at how they'll move across their space. So it could be a key element of either a shoulder blade or the curve of the tail, which I've literally just quickly marked down, but that will give me the essence of the pose, whereas I would lose that if all the information was there in a photograph. It's given me those key elements from the start. Also, I'll look at intimate relationships between them, the hierarchy, so I'll be sketching the mother and child, and the relationships are quite beautiful when you're watching them there. And Chester Zoo is a great source to go to for this. Also, when I'm away, I'll try and handle the primates as much as possible. When I'm in Asia, I get to handle quite a lot of mainly macaques and gibbons. And the macaques are very intelligent animals that have been trained to do particular work over there, so I'll get to hold them, feel how their muscle structure works, their joints, and that's brilliant for me to have such hands-on information. So when I'm working, I can kind of think, how would they walk, what would their attitude be? I mean, the gibbons are quite loving, cuddly primates. Macaques, very intelligent, bored with you after 5 minutes, want to go and do something else. So you're trying to think of that mindset as you're making, try and get the arrogance of a baboon as it's walking, or the intimacy of a pose, looking at how the mother and child relationships are. I do actually try and think, what is that mother thinking as she's working down? Is the baby trying to escape, or is it just enjoying being pampered a bit by its mum? What's actually going on there? With the dancers, that took me into a whole other area. I still look at the construction. I construct them exactly the way I would an animal, working from the torso out, looking how the limbs move. The joints are always, the joints of clay are always where the actual joints are in the body. And basically just looking at their movement and really interested in their definition and their form. Sophie's got a very defined back, which I was looking at, and if you didn't get that aspect of her body into the piece, it wouldn't look like Sophie. So I was focusing a lot on how she moves and her distortion. So we went to film her in a studio and photograph her and sketch her quite a lot, and just working with her, watching her, looking at how she moves. Also, her feet have the bones are quite distorted and something that's quite keen. She has an actual flow. I can spot a Sophie movement now a mile off. And Lea Hurst has also been great for me, mainly the post-mortems of just seeing the animals stripped back and how we're constructed, how beautifully it's all organised, from seeing the jaw removed so you could see all the structure from inside, through to taking part section of the stomach, so it almost looked like sea anemone when you were looking into the layers, and how nature has developed it to such a fine and beautiful level. I find it's quite exquisite when you look at it.